Artificial intelligence has already made its way into the courtroom, and some disturbing things are coming from it.
Tonight in a Target 7 investigation, Jason McNabb found cases in which people are using AI to generate sexually explicit images of children.
Well, yeah, that's right, Doug and Shelley. This is what some people are doing with pictures of children. They upload them into an app and it takes their clothes off. Whether this is illegal is still unclear, but some state officials are trying to create consequences for people who use artificial intelligence to exploit people. Police arrested this New Mexico man accused of sexually abusing his students and say they found an AI-generated photo of a naked young girl. Someone had taken a real photo of a fully clothed girl, put her into an app, and made it undress her.
It's been disruptive for school systems around the country.
In Louisiana, for example, a 12-year-old girl was expelled from school after she beat up a boy who had used her image to generate a photo of her naked.
We have a kid, undoubtedly, whose images were taken, manipulated, and manufactured of child pornography by a student at that school.
However, the legality is murky.
This is something that is currently uncovered under New Mexico law.
New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres wants to do something about AI-generated deepfakes when a crime is involved.
There needs to be a clear civil remedy for these individuals, for victims, but there also needs to be criminal enhancements for engaging in that kind of conduct, and we try to do both in this legislation.
Torres' proposed bill, sponsored by Representative Linda Serrato, would require AI sites to embed a digital footprint into their images. It would help law enforcement track down when it was created. It will also give people the ability to file suit.
And then if that gets published on a large online platform, it provides a digital signature for a victim of a deep fake to actually go back in time and figure out where it was created, where it was published, and how it ended up being disseminated in the community.
The legislation would additionally create a 1-year enhancement for felony charges involving the use of AI.
These images are now being used, and they're being used to threaten people and to leverage people, frankly, and we need to put a stop to that.
Christine Chandler also sponsored 2 pieces of AI-related legislation. One would make it a misdemeanor to share sexually explicit AI-generated images of someone without their consent, and, like Torres' bill, would grant victims the right to sue.
Look, this is a victim's support bill, really. It's an invasion of privacy bill.
Torres says he hopes these proposals will lay the groundwork to tackle the rising AI issues, but he says more needs to be done.
Frankly, I would prefer if the revenge porn statute actually carried with it a felony level of punishment rather than a misdemeanor.
Target 7 combed through court documents and found multiple instances where people were found to have sexually explicit AI-generated images of children. They were charged with other crimes like child pornography possession and child sexual abuse, but were not charged with any crimes related to the AI. For example, investigators say this man, also accused of possessing child pornography, had a sexually explicit AI-generated video of 2 characters from the animated Disney movie Frozen on his phone. But Target 7 also discovered something else. We found that police have been using generative AI to lure child predators. Take a look at this case from late 2024. The attorneys for a man who's now been convicted of child exploitation and solicitation charges tried getting his case dismissed. They claimed APD detectives used AI to create an image of a fake escort that appeared to be underage on an adults-only dating app to entrap the man. The motion to dismiss the case was denied, and a jury found the man guilty, though questions about the morality and legality of the practice remain.
Well, hopefully it won't take too long before we see these cases make it to the Supreme Court, because ultimately they will decide.
Darren White, former Bernalillo County Sheriff and Public Safety Director who at one time worked in APD's Crimes Against Children unit, says detectives need to stay creative in order to keep up with new ways that predators operate. He says new tactics used by law enforcement have always been questioned throughout the decades.
We're accustomed to it happening, but at the end of the day, you have to always be one step ahead of them.
Nonetheless, Torres says the vagueness in existing law and lack of AI-targeted laws are just more reasons why lawmakers need to do something now.
The conduct that's at issue in that criminal case should be a wake-up call for policymakers in Santa Fe.
For Target 7,
we have to do something before it gets out of hand.
I'm Jason McNabb.
If you have a story for us to investigate, call 505-884-6347 or email target7tips@koat.com.